When you get then to the equivalent of about mile 22, 23, you can see the finish line. At that point, I had the discussion, part of the dissertation completed. I pretty well thought I knew where that was going to lead. I knew what the conclusion should be. Then you have to send it out. Nobody else has seen it but Jan and I thought Jan would be tired of looking at it by that point. She had seen drafts of this thing 3 or 4 times at least, maybe more, huh? Never once gave me an indication that she didn't care to read it or didn't come back with something positive about it. I loved the manner in which she'd tell me about what I'd written. She'd begin by telling me, "This is great." And then I proceed to see her comments. You know, you need to do this, you might want to think about this, you might want to think about that. She never once told me, you really need to do this. It was always, you might want to think about this. And I knew when I had to think about it, there was something there that needed to be done. I learned that early on. When you get to the 26-mile mark, and that finish line is right there, boy, you get that rush of adrenaline that you wouldn't believe. If you've ever run a marathon, there are a few of you in here that have, you begin to see that finish line, you could run another 50 miles. You know? Well, in my case, I probably already did that. Because the other part of this dissertation, some of you may know about, when I formulated the topic, I developed it in such a way that it's a sequential topic with 2 questions. Now, I didn't think that was going to be particularly tough. But Jan kind of looked at me and said, "Are you sure you want to do that?" I said, "Oh yeah, you know, these 2 things go together." And I still believe they do. But she said, "That's going to be a lot more work." It was a lot more work. It was like running a double marathon. Because not only did I have to do all the pieces of a dissertation for the first question, they turned out to be not exactly the same things that deal with the second question. So all of what goes into a dissertation had to really be done twice. You were right. I knew it about halfway through, but you can't turn back. So there we go. At any rate, I made it to the end, and I really, really, truly appreciate it. All the help that you gave me. And you too, my dear. There were many times when we talked about it, whether or not to continue, what to do with all of this. She hung in there all the time. She encouraged me. Now, before I get out of the way here, I would want to point you, first of all, to centerpieces. There are 5 in the room, and they're to be distributed thusly. Jan, this one on this table right here will be for you. 2 of the ones, let's see, one will go to Ann Jones. It's Ann's birthday today. How old you are. She's just a baby.
She's thinking about this bridge employment. Sounds good.
Now there's one back here. And there's one other person who deserves a lot of credit here too. And that would be Mavis. If you haven't met Mavis, you really ought to. She made my day job and my life in the daytime most bearable. Mavis works with me. And she has done an awful lot to help me get through the last 6 years. 6 years now. Davis, that one's for you. Now there's 2 left, and there's 2 other people who deserve a little bit of credit here, and a lot of support from me. They've given me a lot of support. Through good times and bad. My daughters.